Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 10. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report that has a couple of extra videos that we have made this week. Videos about Yield Notes, the CEO, and the latest interviews about him. We are taking a bit of a hands-on approach here of what we think is coming, how it is being delivered. And we have something similar also for you this week on the Trillant platform. Also here, the CEO has been out and talking about what is to come. We try and have a closer look at exactly what he's saying. And again, also our personal opinion has been added to some of these videos. We're going to have a closer look at it. We are coming up now to the very exciting time of 1 year with the Profit Retriever. And we can see Alex has also just sent out a video just before we aired this particular video here. So all interesting stuff, a lot of profits, and also good news here is one of the Decenomy coins is actually back into plus. And you have to see the rest of the news report here, of course, to figure out which one it is. But let's get started. And let's get started here with the first video of the week, the Yield Note CEO announcement. So that was done earlier in the week here. We have basically taken a look. We have been trying to go through the different steps of what we believe is going to happen. And some of them are being produced here in the news report here today. But otherwise, this is the place, this is the video where you need to go in order to get everything sorted. Now the quarterly profit, it's still on. It's the 5% we talked about. It normally comes out in early April, and you will then see the 5% added to your March balance account. But again, it won't be paid out at the moment. A lot more about it in the video you just saw here before. One of the other things that are also changing here now is the marketplace in here where you could sell off your Yield Notes investment, basically coming to an end on the 15th of March. And then there's going to be a transition over to the new NTF. And also in the video that I just showed you here before, there's a lot more about it, exactly how it's going to develop out. We are not 100% sure, neither is the CEO at the moment, but there will be future tutorials for all this. And obviously we will also try and make our own as usual. Now over to some of the exciting parts, not necessarily SAPP here, but definitely the Decenomy coins. We have seen some movements. Some are staying and some are moving forwards. If we have a look at SAPP and Sapphire coin here, we can see that on the return on the investment from the iHostMN website here, percentage is down. Last week it was 65% per year, and now it's down to below 60. But the shared masternoding is still working okay. We get almost 2.5%. So from the shared masternoding section, which is obviously always good. Overall coin development is only slightly better, so less than 2%, but obviously we take anything that we can at the moment. Don't forget that when we are looking at this, we are actually using the numbers from iHostMN website, where they both have Bitcoin, they have US dollars, but we use the euro in our case. We are based in Malta in Europe, so that is the reason why you might have some slightly different numbers when you go and have a look yourself. The graph looks like this, and a very small upwards trend, very, very small, I'm telling you at the moment here. And obviously it's still early to say if this trend is going to continue or not. Definitely we expect and hope to see some changes, but most probably when everything is a bit more clear regarding yield notes and also regarding the future projects here. If we have a look at PNY, also here, looks okay. We are roughly around 6% for the week. And you can see also the return on the investment for the iHostMN here. Last week it was 57%. This week it's up to 59%. So a slight little improvement. But overall coin development is pretty much status quo. We are still in minus 94.75%. So not really anything to cheer about yet. And the graph still looks like the pancake it did and has done for the last many weeks. So let's go to the exciting part here, which is Birake. And what do you know? We actually are back into nice positive numbers. We'll see how long that's going to keep, of course. Return on the investment is also here down 4% from last week on the iHostMN website. If you look at the shared masternoding overall, we can see that we have done roughly about 8% in the last week. And overall coin development has had a very nice development from minus 26% up until now plus 19.18 as it is if we take all the decimals in there. And the graph itself looks like this. You can see it has been in a decline for quite a long time. But some spikes has moved up here, and that has already changed the price, which is obviously great news to see. That even though price has been falling and obviously we are still doing the shared masternoding, it means that when things are moving, we have more coins, which means everything goes faster. And that is the whole idea of doing the shared masternoding, or the staking for that matter. Now, Bitcoin has been a bit of a drop this particular week. We left it last week around the 23,400 mark. Since then, it had a severe drop as it came very quickly, as you can see on the screen here too. And after that, it has been in a slow decline. And at the moment, it's hovering around the 21,600 mark. And we'll have to see how that development continues in the next days and until next week. No development from Elevate Pass or the CEO for that matter. So we have spoken to him, but obviously we still don't have a clear date exactly when everything's going to happen. Hopefully he will tell us not only about some of the percentages, hopefully, or at least give us a timeline on it. But the more important thing here is basically the CoinFriend portal, what he has intentions to do. He was very excited when we spoke to him last time, but obviously we would like to hear exactly from him what is coming. And unfortunately, we have to wait for that until next week. You don't have to wait for our next video. It's already out. And this is also the Trillant CEO that also here delivers some shocking announcements. And definitely we were a bit shocked about some of the statements that came out from the CEO itself. And obviously also here we go in and try and put everything in perspective for you and give our own 2 cents also to how the platform operates, what we can expect, what's to come, and basically if we believe things or not. Now, on top of this, despite what you think, we are still getting paid. Obviously, there's still some issues of getting things out and coin prices and so on and so on. But you still have an opportunity to go in and buy the 3 packs. And obviously, again, short term 4, 9, and 26 weeks. And you get the yield, as you can see here on the screen. And also, as we have about 6 packages for the 52 weeks, where you can go in and restake at a higher coin price. Obviously, that is not the case right now, but still we're getting yields out and 50%. And that was also covered in the recent video that I just showed you before regarding the Trillant, just to give you an idea of what's happening on the platform itself. Now, a quick look at xt.com here. So for the 3 coins, and for the past couple of weeks, we have seen that it has been continuous dropping. We also saw that it dropped about 2/3 from the weeks before. Since then, it was actually becoming quite stable, and normally we don't see any big movement in the middle of the month. But just go figure. So here on Thursday, basically Thursday morning, we saw a big spike again. Unfortunately, it was not into the positive side. We saw one earlier in the week where everybody got very excited that the coin price was finally going up. But as you can see, it came down very, very quickly again. And now here on Thursday, so we had a major sell-off of 430 million in 1 hour. So that is huge. We haven't seen any numbers that big. Even last week was big numbers, but definitely not something that we expected this time around. It has dropped the coin price again now to almost half of what it was last week. Also here at CoinStore, it's a similar thing. Again, the volume is a bit lower on CoinStore, and you can also see the coin price in between the two here. There's a bit of a difference. One is 0.000397, and the other one here is 479. So obviously there's, because of the trading volume, there's a bit of a difference in between the two. And if you are lucky and fast enough, you can obviously take advantage of that. It's most probably will be over by the time we release this video here. But obviously it's not going in the right direction, and you can see that there's still more sales than there is buys, and we also cover a bit of that in the same video. So if you want to know more about it, so definitely that is the way to go. Trillant platform has also developed a bit, and it's got the new tree on also. So when you are logged in on the platform itself, we used to see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Other coins in here, now we have the tree also, and you can follow that one. You don't have to go into the individual exchanges, or the best place, of course, is always to go to the high-tech news report you're watching right now. If we look at Solar Kingdom, it has also been a very good development here. So we haven't put anything else into the platform this particular week. So fresh value is basically what we started off with after a couple of weeks. So 1.05, so no changes. But our reactor value, which is also where we are doing what they call rebuy basically, we have managed to increase our value here by 0.67 BNB for that particular week. So that is a very good development, especially when you're considering that BNB is just below the $300 mark at the moment. So it's not a bad profit for such a small little investment here, just over a week. Allowance will be the same because that is basically set 3 times of the fresh value. So that hasn't changed either, and we haven't taken anything out this particular week. So it's good and solid, very quiet, but obviously it has made a good profit for the week. Now let's go and have a look at the BNB versus the US dollars here. And it looks very similar to Bitcoin. So also here we left it just below or just around the $300 mark. And since then it also had a drop similar to what you saw on Bitcoin. And then since then it's been trading sideways. And as we do this video, it's at $288. And that is not bad when you also consider that we just in Solar Kingdom made 0.67, so for that particular week, and we take anything we can get, of course. Anything we can get is also money tree. For week 9 we actually saw some trading again, and we are very happy with this finally. But what we also saw here is a massive difference in between the Blaze broker and the IG broker. And there's some funny things that obviously we have to dissect a bit more. We saw quite a few trades on the IG broker that opened up and closed a few seconds later. That was not the case with the Blaze broker. And some of these things we need to go back and figure out together with the developers what on earth happened here. How can that be that it closes out so shortly after it opened up? But we'll do another video on that when there's enough data and information available, of course. Now you can find all these details. You don't have to wait for us. You can go to our website here where we have FX Blue sites, links. All the trader information is already there, so you can go and have a closer look. And obviously, again, they are split into the 2 different brokers, so you can try yourself and match them up also. And if you figure it out before us, then by all means, send me a comment. Now we are talking about the profit retriever. And as always, this is very positive news. As you can see, our entire portfolio here now is up to 357 days. And basically since early March, we made $1,800 and we haven't looked back since. Quite a few months with more than 10,000. August was the most slow one, down to 7. And since then, in September and October, everything has gone really, really fast and delivering more than 20 or 30,000. And already now here also in March, it's looking good. We are up 5,800. And as usual, we have to go in and explain that definitely this has to be traded in a portfolio. So 5, 8, 10, or even more robots. If you can do that on different currencies, metals and indexes, that is the way forward. We haven't had any accounts blow in a very long time, and we did a video on that, I think now 5 or 6 months ago. But we do say and expect people that you could lose an account every 3 months, and obviously with these numbers you can definitely afford to lose it. But the best way is always to take a bit of money out at a time when you make it and put it into either your pocket or you put it into new robots and set up new accounts. Now we did also have the top 5, so for week 9, and that was actually again a bit below the 10% mark. We didn't have anything that went over this, but as you might see, you can see that the indexes here really did well. The Aussie 200, so doing 8.7%. US 30 index, which is, we have 2 US 30 indexes here, so the number 2 one did 4.1, US CAT 4.1 here also. Almost the same dollar amounts, and US 30, so the original and the first one we added here, 3.2 this week, so they're doing very well, both of them. And then European Japanese at 3%, So overall, it's a bit low. So for the top 5, $2,316. But again, it's 4.6% and it's definitely approved as always. Now we have also made this particular video here regarding our winning strategy, the set files, how exactly we come to the conclusion that these are the set files that we want to run. And this is all about, again, consistency, stability, things like this over profit. And obviously we try to show you this either so you can set up your own robots and hopefully have some positive trading, or if you go into the copy link, then you'll also understand how our links are normally put together. Obviously, it's not a recipe for 100% profitability all the time, but as you can see on the Profit Retriever portfolio, it is certainly going in a very good direction. Now, in this particular video here, we also take 2 links that, is underperforming. And obviously that's with a bit of grain of salt, because you can see the weekly return for this particular link is 2%, monthly return is 8.8. But we have seen a bit of a decline in this particular link, and the video here covers how basically we go through and test it. And you will already notice here now that for March we are up 557, which is more than the entire month of February and January. So this link is definitely on the move. It's really cashing in at the moment. The settings we have changed after it has gone into a drawdown a few times really seem to have worked. So that is definitely one that is worth taking a look at. The second one that we did in this particular video here is also an underperforming one. And again, question mark, because we are doing 1.7% per week. You can see every single month is actually cashing in. Monthly return is 7.2, and we did see that in February it did 1,000, and then it has been slacking off a bit, but we went in, we fine-tuned the robot itself again, and obviously you can see now we are not even halfway through the month. It has cashed in also another $500 here, so we expect also this particular month to be over 1,000, but obviously you never know how the market's going to go. But it's definitely also on fire after we have made these changes, which is really nice to see. So you can go in and have a look at the latest trades here and see if this copy link is something for you. Now, all the signals that we have in here, we obviously have quite a few, both indexes, middles, and the one that are doing extremely well here also is silver. The one that is not doing so well at the moment is the Link 98C. It's actually in a bit of a heavy drawdown, and just before we went here to make this particular video, we have actually done hedging for this particular one. It has done into a couple of buys, and the price has gone against us, and we have been trading this manually behind the scenes on some of the signals here before, and we also doing that this particular time. This helps basically limit the drawdown, and at the same time, if the price continues in that particular direction, we can then close the trades that has the biggest lots, basically the first one that was set in. Obviously, depending on all how this goes, we will make a video on that particular a bit later, because we can see some people are a bit concerned about this, and this particular signal here was actually a signal that we got through one of the videos from Expert4X, where the top 10 signals were based back then. Since then, we have made some adjustments to it, and even in the past week, we have made further adjustments to it to make sure that it's more safe and stable. But we still need to get out of this particular trade before we can see the changes being made in here. But we are looking over this one manually also, so don't worry too much about it at the moment. If you want to know more about the Profit Retriever, then it's always a good idea to go on our website here, where the Profit Retriever trading icon, if you click on that, you'll know more about how you can trade this one yourself. If you click on the copy link trading, it will take you over where we will show you exactly how you can get started with copying all these particular links instead. And there's also videos from Expert4X trying to back you up in all the knowledge you need in order to get started, which is very, very simple. On the copy link trading, you don't have to do any optimization or anything like that at all. Now, also on the Expert4X website, there is a new setup, and that is basically where you can go in and have a look at all the different signals. But it's a bit more in an Excel format. So basically you can now go in and set it up in any way you want. We had a closer look here again at gains in the last 8 weeks and see where our signals were compared to all the competitors in here. And we just highlighted ours in yellow. You can see there's quite a few that is lying in the top, and that is obviously what we want to see, where we have some good stable profits overall, and not just for 1 or 2 signals, but quite a few of them. And that also means that there's a good opportunity for everybody to go in and find signals that are really delivering. Last but not least, we have one video. So from Alex this particular week, he has been a bit quiet on the forums. But again, this is a video on the profit retriever, and basically, again, coming up to this 1 year that we are talking about, where there's no losing months, there's no losing weeks, days, or even hours. And he goes into a bit of detail on exactly the profits that he has made, also on some of his accounts. And that is definitely worth having a closer look at, because it's not only us that are doing quite well on the profit retriever, so many other ones are doing also. Yes, of course, there's still Forex trading. Yes, you can still blow an account. But if you try and follow some of all these advices, that means that you should, at the end of the day, still come out profitable. And that's what it's all about. So I hope you enjoyed this news report. As always, go and have a look on our website or through the YouTube channel. We have plenty of videos covering all our investments over the last couple of years. And I hope to see you on one of my future videos. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.